Hey, what's going on? Actually, let's just scooch over here. Pardon me. I am looking just, I'm dressed down. Honestly, I'm wearing my pajamas right now. I'm wearing a shirt over my pajamas right now because I am down for the count. I am sleepy, and I'm gonna do some homework, do some tasks, and then after that, I'm gonna take it down. So yeah, I don't have like not even uh, nothing on my face when it comes to makeup. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Just some Vaseline and a prayer. That is all. Hold on, I'm just going to boom, boom, boom. So yeah, as you can see, I'm still in the same place as per usual. Contrary to what other people had said, as per usual for them. I wanted to come up on here because, well, the title of this video is called Homework. It's homework assignment colon antagonist, and the objective is to find a way in order to be like basically the devil's advocate for the antagonist. And honestly, I think we have enough of those. Considering the state of the world right now, we have enough people that can be the devil's advocate for antagonists. Um, there's just so many things. All you have to do is go on the news and see such despair and inequities going on worldwide, and they just seem to use very gentle words for the people who are actually the wicked or evil people, the people who have done something wicked or evil, while allowing somebody else who is the victim, target, the unfortunate person to be vilified. It's it's insane. It really is insane. But here we are. So anyway, I wanted to do this video because I wanted to share with you guys some notes that I took. It was really crazy because we're like the class that I have right now is supposed to be teaching us to, you know, to narrate and to no to cultivate and narrate a presenting argument basically, or storyline, or a story in regards to whatever kind of creative idea that you have, and it's to help with communication skills. So we watched a couple of movies, and it was shocking. I would definitely say it was shocking. I even recorded some of it too, but it was very shocking to hear because I heard some key words in there that were familiar to me, and familiar about certain people in certain environments. I don't want to be too vague about this whole thing. Yeah, this video is called Homework Assignments, Antagonist. So I wanted to just kind of come up on here and try. Hopefully, maybe I was wanting to see if maybe once I started this video, if I was going to get some type of spark or knowledge, or idea on how I could find something favorable if I were to be a devil's advocate for, say, my abuser, or just, anybody in general. And, it really depends on what a person does in order for them to find some type of redeeming quality. Because if you look at the movies, they always have that person who, survives, the villain who survives or something like that, who wins. Have a redeeming quality about themselves. They would either want to they're probably doing it for a cause. They have a backstory that's very unfortunate, very bad upbringing, or there was something that led them into that evil position. Now, that can only take you but so far, because there are tons of people who had bad, horrible lives, and that decided to do something, that decided to not go that decided to go against the grain, the stereotypical grain, which actually seems a lot easier, or that people make it seem like it's a lot easier for them to have chosen a life of crime than it was for them to choose the straight and narrow road. And for me, it seemed simple for me to choose the straight and narrow road. Even in my situation, it's the straight and narrow road. And yet some people felt that it was easier for them to go do the complete opposite, which was, lie, cheat, steal, um, you know, far corruption, like do some really, really, really dark stuff. And I really do have a hard time with trying to be a devil's advocate. And I can see, and the thing about me is that I can try to see from, try to, in order for you to judge, you need to basically, well, to judge adequately, you need to look at both sides. And that is the whole point of the justice system, because you're having, the prosecutor and the defender. Well, you're having two sides basically represent their cases on the subject matter, and you have to, as a judge, be able to differentiate between the two, hear both, weigh between the two, and decide on what is the best solution overall, and what is the just and honorable solution for that specific matter. Now, again, when I'm trying to think of like the most harmful. Okay, look, I am going to choose. Hmm. Okay, like they said, like I've said about before with Shakespeare, the world is a stage. I'm going to use this tissue box. You have this. Pretend that this is a person. Pretend that this is another person. So as you can see, that these are two Christmas trees. I still have winter stuff up until it is spring. Okay, until it is spring, winter decor will still be up. So, hush. Okay, I don't care if it's a nice 70 degrees until it is officially spring. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. So, all right, yeah. So you have a dark traditional Christmas tree. I mean, they're both basically traditional Christmas trees. It's just that this one is the one that you see stereotypically and or traditionally in catalogs and pictures, postcards, movies, everything like that. This is like an evergreen. This right here seems to be more. This definitely seems like it would be a spruce, but it's probably more of a has like a fir kind of situation. Um, kind of a evergreen. So I feel like this is a spruce, and I feel like this is some kind of fir, evergreen. Let me actually make sure I'm actually seeing it correctly. Yeah, fir Christmas tree. Hmm. Yeah. So hold on for a moment, because I am just that girl. Yeah, I'm probably gonna say that this is probably an like an alpine. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Wow, I can't believe the Christmas trees are so expensive. Right? I'm trying to. I want to say like the exact name of this bad boy, but it's Oh, I like that Colorado blue spruce tree. But okay, look, at least I know that there's a spruce tree. Anyway, so here we go. I don't want to get too like far out of it, plus I have things to do. So you have two spruce trees. You feel me? Within the same family, you know. It's just that one's darker than the other. All right. They're both fun. They're both, th- They're both suitable. They're both pretty. They're both justifiable. I was gonna justifiable to use for this season, or la la la. La. Anyway, so between the two of these, one of these is jealous of the other. Now, it's really messed up, but let's just pretend like we're gonna just say that these are alive, or we can either pretend that this is a cartoon or whatever like that, or just people in general. But say that these two were friends, where one of these is actually very friendly, outgoing, and social to an extent, or like approachable, and one of these had approached the other and was greeting them, and the joyful one decided to um like allow them to use their toy, to play with their toy. The jealous one decided that, oh my goodness, like this is really nice. I guess she thinks that she's better than me, so I'm going to by the same time, like, I can get nice things from her, so let me be her friend. And that's basically unbeknownst to the Christmas tree, unbeknownst to the joyful one. The joyful one is gladly accepting the friendship, because the only friends that she really has is just schoolmates, but more of like on like an associate kind of level. The only other close friends that she has is like her own family, so like her cousins or her siblings. um yeah, and that's it. So, or like the kids in her neighbor, or like the kids on her street, because she's a small town girl. Okay. Okay. uh, or whichever one, like whatever. Anyway, so yeah, the joyful one decides that, all right, well, this is my, like, my first official friend, so let me go ahead, and although people have really called the joyful one friend before, but the jealous one was so very persistent that it was just very like, oh no, you have to be my friend. So joyful one was a friend. All right. So, they grew up together, they had fun, things of that nature, whole entire time, unbeknownst to the joyful one. The envious one decided to talk behind the joyful one's back. Now, this is really messed up, because the whole entire time, the joyful one was like giving big ups to the envious one without even knowing that it was envious one. And there was a lot of passive, like little petty passive aggressiveness that that the envious one was doing, but then they would disguise it as a joke. And back in the day, like there was like those TV shows where they would have like little where they would have little animosity or whatever like that between characters, and it just, and you grow up with your parents telling you like, oh, if a guy picks on you, then it's that means that they like you. And so if you naturally, if you have like a female kind of like picking at you or anything like that, but then they're laughing and saying it's a joke, you just kind of think of it as a joke too, because you have TV, and then you kind of like ally it with I guess like with if boys do it, then maybe girls might do it too. Anyway, pardon me. I'm looking like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I am all right. So the So the joyful one is definitely bigging up the envious one, and the envious one by this time is like really sabotaging a lot of the joyful one's identity and character and persona. It's really sad. It's really fucked up. And for you to be so, for this person or spruce to be so young and to be so envious is just like shit. That's really fucked up. Nonetheless, um The joyful one was just doing her thing. Joyful one was, engaging into activities. Joyful one was just, being straight and narrow, doing her own thing, being the generous, kind person that, she is. And the envious one happened to grow up going to the same schools because it was a small neighborhood. Um, and, they stayed in contact, they stayed in touch, through elementary, middle school, and high school. Okay, so we're no longer talking about just like trees, but we're gonna just represent this as people. And anyway, so the envious one is during this whole entire time, this envious one is talking also to the other person's like family. So, oh man, I have a bigger tree up there. And I don't want to get out. But so they have like so I was talking to other people's family and things of that nature. And going ahead to like sabotage, whisper in her ear and just start telling lies about, spruce tree. And spruce tree is again just very oblivious, just like la la la, everything's fine, within reason, shit happens, people die, some traumatic childhood things have happened, but just keep on pushing, la 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 la. And the envious one is just like looking like, God, I hate you. Like that's just crazy too. I cannot believe no, I can't believe it now. But it's just like um the envious one is doing a lot of this stuff, and there are people who are observing the envious one be a bitch to someone who's joyful and has no quarrels or qualms with the jealous envious one. In fact, the joyful one was willing to do anything for the envious one. I mean, obviously, I mean, nearly anything. But there was a moment or two where the the joyful one had to put up some boundaries. It was just like, or they would obviously stand up for themselves. Being the tallest tree, they have to speak up for themselves. And so it's like, yeah, like I don't like your ish. I don't like your ish. And or times when because the tall spruce tree had no, this is ridiculous. Basically, I mean, obviously, I guess I mean, like you already know where this is going. Where I am the spruce tree, and the other person is somebody who I grew up with. But it's just like even I, at my best, when it comes to being a devil's advocate, I cannot condone or see. I can I can hear people's other side, but what this person did and what these people did is entirely, entirely wicked. And not only do I want to just keep talking about it because I literally have a whole catalog of videos discussing this already. So it was just like, why talk about this? One of the main reasons why I stopped doing these videos, for the most part, is because like at the very end of the day, what should matter to you is just that this should not be entertainment for you. Watching me is a human zoo experiment. This it majorly is abuse. This is not about being shy. This is not about me being antisocial or an introvert. This is total abuse. This is exploitation. This is human trafficking. Watching me without my permission, um, like in the privacy of my home is entire so disgusting. And I've mentioned that already, and I've mentioned that in like in one of my like my recommended videos. So to know, especially during Black History, or just to hear Black women really tell me or dictate, no, excuse me, passive aggressively dictate or speak on my behalf about me having feelings for somebody is really gross. Especially since that person has dishonored me in so many ways. Not to mention, this person has AIDS and several fucking kids and tons of debt. He could be. I told you before about like Charlie Sheen and all that other kind of stuff. Like, do you see him on the papers anymore? Like, living fly high by the seat. Like, he was, a ladies' man, man's man about town, and had money, notoriety, really good actor, charming, funny, things of that nature. And then as soon as he was reported to have like AIDS, HIV, they wrapped that shit up. They wrapped that shit up super quick. Not even his ex-wife was like, interested. I mean, she was interested in him before. I mean, obviously after when they were together, obviously, but like after they broke up, she had, her moments where she was just like, she was comfortable with moving on. And, it didn't help, hearing about his uh his his situation. I think it was very brave of him to come out. It is definitely something. It is definitely something my abusers are not willing to do, and for them to, have AIDS or HIV. I don't know which order it goes in, but for them to have it and then to still be very highly sexually active, and then even worse, to even talk about it and say that I gave it to them or I have it when I literally recently, since I had this I recorded earlier today the day in court situation. One of the accusations from somebody in my family had made that accusation about me, and I guess, and in addition to a whole bunch of other lies. And one of the things that I gave to the prosecutor, to the head prosecutor last week, and then again on Monday, was a copy, official copy of my medical records. So it says that it's negative, and that's something that you can't let's like go under the radar with. That's just like it's negative. So I'm and also that like it's court. So it's something that I press charges against. I don't want that shit on my fucking timeline. Like, get the fuck out of here. Um, you know, and I'm not disrespect and like in all due respect to people who unfortunately have, that disease. I'm just saying that the people who really had screwed me over are really doing the most, really doing the worst. And it was just like I've been nothing but good to you. I've been nothing but good to these people, and I have nothing but the records to back it up. So as people try to do their damnedest and their hardest to assassinate my character, I'm just repulsed by it because even with that to the side, it's just like the forefront. What we're missing right now, I mean, like, not what we're missing right now, what's plain in your face is that I am being exploited. My body and stuff like that is being, like, advertised without my permission. And also, when I went to class, I recorded things and it was like keyword phrases and things of that nature that are indicative of people who have watched me, people indicative from professor to students, indicative of people being really, really fucked up when it comes to, being a gang stalker and triangulating information. Like, it is really messed up. It is really, really messed up. I shit you not. My class is down the hall from the Jewish Center, and right around the corner from that office is photos of I think her name is it's not Ruby. What is that girl's name? Hold on, because I was actually looking at it earlier. Mm-mm. Yeah, what is her name? Oh my gosh, click on its tab and tippity tongue. There's a photo of a young woman. In fact, that's what I have my hair for because I wanted to try to like just kind of reenact the moment because it's very, 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 very incredibly on par. And pardon me, like this is like too tight. Okay. Elizabeth Eckford. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew. Hold on, let me just go ahead. Elizabeth Eckford. This is one of the most, what I say, prolific, but like this is one of the most popular photos ever in regards to civil rights matters. So this woman right here, sorry, I hope you can see it. But yeah, like you see this part right here where she's like walking. She's walking to school and there's a trail of people behind her who are furious and upset. And the thing is, and I'm pretty like now, do you see that right there? This white lady right here, like I'm pretty sure she's saying the N-word, obviously. But it's just horrible. She's not doing anything. Nothing. There's even this photo right, hold on. Pardon me. This photo right here, absolutely nothing. And she's just like sitting down right here. That you can advertise on this bench. Oh, okay. Well, that's just like an advertisement. Okay. But people taking pictures, and she just wants to be left alone. She's probably like, sniffling. Like there's right there where school is. She's sorry, right there where school is. So on that same floor where at my school, it was talking, it had the quote and it had her photo. And she was just discussing about like how uncomfortable she felt, like how sad and alone she felt. And that was just like really a fucked up situation. And I it is a lonely feeling about having, the majority of the world. Hold on, I just want to close up this. Having the majority of the because I have two screens. Having the majority of the world be so oblivious, or just not oblivious, but just not give a fuck about how ignorant they are, unprovoked, unfucking provoked. And I got you. I got you. I got you fucking recorded. I got people being recorded for actually favoring antagonists and then making it feel like, oh, this is just going to be, oh, we're gonna just try to make this like, in a like an assignment, and be so mad that, watching me not, I guess, live up to not only not your expectations, but for me not to entertain you. Don't you know that human zoos were meant for entertainment? That's insane and so very inhumane. But yet here you bitches were just being so gung ho with your superiority complex and your ego, and it's also just a bunch of nasty, ugly ass men who want to feel superior to a woman when it's just like, wake up. Like, I see a lot of you guys really just like, fall to your knees at women because of your dicks. And, that's why OnlyFans came out, because like they knew exactly how to use you. They knew exactly how to fucking use you and get you. And women, they just kind of like lost sight of that moment, because all of a sudden they started giving out their punanas for free, for the most part. And then it became really fucking catty. Like, there was an inf or like a blink moment of power, and then it just became something really fucking catty until you guys started segregating each other, especially in regards to race. And it's insane that, here I am in the cusp or mix of, between light skin and dark skin, and people were targeting me, and I was like, seriously, like one love for everybody. And dark skinned women started targeting me and started bullying me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because like my best friends growing up were darker than me. The people who I gravitated were darker than me. My first bully was lighter than me. Was my mother. Pardon me. I have like fluffies on me. So and then lighter than her, white were people who I was cool with. My uncle and my aunt. And then I have an older brother who's Puerto Rican, so I'm cool with him. So I was just like, I'm like, okay, well, it can't be, all light skins. It's just like, so there was exceptions. But my grandmother is darker than me, rest in peace. And she was my favorite person in the world. And it was just weird on how everybody across the globe, seriously, because like I've liked, it was like a salad bowl. So I grew up really liking an affinity of everybody. And everyone decided to just try to use, not just use, but really abuse me. And let's go. Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking. And I just want to see if I can get Wait, actually, I like that. I love the way how they do color, how they colorize photos now. God damn it. Oop, ba, 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 ba. Okay, that's so much better. Can you guys see that? It's nice, right? Ugh, this is Little Rock 9, The Color of Time. It's really nice. But it's just like it's really that setting because I mean, even though there's like another black person in there, in that class, there's just and it's not just really about the class in itself because even where I work, even where I frequent, and I don't frequent many places, I literally just go work home, work home. It's a monotonous place, and people get mad at me. Excuse me, not people, because I like honestly, they don't they treat me inhumanely, but these are the animals. These are the wicked, evil people. And the things that they were talking about in class, right? Was crazy saying like, oh, do you really think that anybody's really evil? And I'm just like, I was really thinking like, yes. Because like, in the Bible it talks about, I mean, actually let me just take the Bible out of the whole context of the situation of the conversation. It's just like and people are really, really fucking foul. There's nothing in this world that will make me consider you a good person, or a good person, or a person that's worth, or a person that's redeemable. Um, for participating in shit unprovoked. Like you really, except for your own ego or for a come up. Here's the thing. Here's a grand thing that a lot of people or not enough people were grasping at here. It's not that it's not that you have two people in the same category where one wants to fight for the top position. It's like you have one, it's just like you have one person who literally sought out to try to take over another person's identity and life. So I could literally be, like, hey, look, you know what? I don't want to do any of this anymore. Let me go ahead and be, I don't know. I don't know. Let me make specialized lamps. You feel me? Like, let me make specialized lamps for people who are afraid of the dark, which is actually a really nice idea if anybody thinks about it. But let me start doing that. Then all of a sudden, this person right here will want to do it. It doesn't matter about what it is that I pursue or what it is that I want to do. It's just that this one out of one of these that person, the other person really wants to just, be the antagonist. That is their purpose. That they have made that their purpose. They have made that their character. Imagine being born and you wasted a whole entire life. You basically ruined a whole bunch of people, a whole lot of people's lives. But primarily you wanted to ruin not just my life, but you just decided like the life that you had and that you actually have resources now in order to live how you want to live, but you don't want to do that. You just want to go ahead and try to do whatever it is that I want to do, but you want to make it a competition and do it like I guess like better, or try to like one up it, or and even try to like make it seem as if it it's really psychotic and pathetic because you had every opportunity to just fucking live your life, but you decided to just try to live somebody else's life for them, but try to make it better and try to make that person jealous. But it's just like there will never be a moment because I see you as beneath me. I need to make that fucking clear because if there's never been a moment where you need to, I mean, that's why I came out here fresh face. I like on my worst fucking day. There will never be a moment where I think that you were ever don't ever consider me that humble, where I consider my abuser better than me. That will never, ever, ever, ever be the fucking day. Never, ever. You can always try to pick me apart though, but it's just like, oh well, you just honestly, you made me a fucking poster girl for like, the for your fucking like life, practically. For the majority of your life, you made me the poster girl in which you wanted to go ahead and have a target or a fight with. And that's really fucking pathetic. That's really fucking pathetic. I am looking forward to the day where I can just press the submit button in regards to all the content that I have that supports all the evidence and against me. as compared to the person who's has had did the most in order to just just blab blah 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 with a whole bunch of lies in regards to my past, saying that they're gonna blackmail me. You can't blackmail me with anything. You really can't blackmail me. That's why they haven't done it yet. I literally went to court with these people. I'm not going to be blackmailed for something that I didn't do. You can try to do the fucking most. It's just like what happens in the dark comes to light. What happens in the dark comes to fucking light. And I just don't have any, I don't have any hope in humanity. I don't have any hope in anything. I'm just living my life accordingly, not with any intention to, endanger my own life, but also like I'm just telling you what I want. I want this and I want that, and the things that I want specifically, I'm keeping to myself because the world has turned into such an ugly place that has allowed a lot of people to think that it's very funny and fun and entertaining to try to tell me that I have feelings for somebody who is severely tainted, for somebody who is who has a history of every all the evil projections that these people have done instead about me have literally been about them, and it's just like so off-putting. And I'm just yeah, you're not seeing the moments where I feel like I need to go ahead and be at nauseum explaining exactly like why you should be nice to me or at least treat me like a human being. The moment you decided that it was okay to stalk me and criticize me or try to and think that you're helping me, that it you're not worthy of me talking to you. I If anything, I'm talking to the future generation that becomes of age and that will or hold you accountable or take care of you or help take care of you in the hospital and things of that nature. They're like, oh no, we'll remind you later on in time about how you really took it upon yourself to unprovoked and unjustly repeat matters of history, just for the fuck of it, just for entertainment, just for fuck's sake, for the benefit of no one else but your greedy ways, your sexist ways, your racist ways. There was nothing. This is very like these were empty emotions. And I wouldn't say that it was all for nothing because you did really reveal exactly like how many races are there, how many black people are willing to go ahead and be complete and total sellouts, how many black people out there are willing to go ahead and falsify records and stories about my life and then make me out to be somebody that I'm not. Black people that were willing to go ahead and tell half truths and not be able to finish the part where they're like, oh yeah, well, we did this to her. We put a camera in her home and we decided to abuse her. We decided to lie about her. Oh, we never slept with her. Oh, we never did it. Like y'all don't say that kind of stuff. You will say, oh, Shalice had an attitude to stay on the third, or Shalice didn't want to, give me money because, I kept asking and unfortunately, I didn't pay her back. And the time when she finally didn't want to give me any money, I got pissed off and, I just started making lies about her. There's so many things that really needs to be said, but it's really disgusting and off-putting about how people really cower in the fucking corner like a little bitch, but then go ahead and present themselves as something like oh, I'm tough shit, I'm cocky, I'm peacocking and this, that, here, and the third. And you're really not. You are really seriously not. And that's really it. That is just it. In 38 seconds, I mean not 38 seconds, 38 minutes. Wow, that's good. Because normally I think I did videos for like, of course, hours and hours on end. But yeah, it's just like this is a really sad moment to have known that there's somebody who really thought that they were tough shit, or they were really puffed up in the head about somebody and thinking like, oh yeah, calling me the homewrecker between a friendship. And I'm just like, why would I ever want to fuck up decades long friendship for oh, that's so fucking disgusting. I would never do that, which is really fucked up on how somebody did that to me. And it's when I look at it in hindsight, it was just like that person actually didn't ruin decades of friendship doing that behind my back. It was just like they had already ruined it from the first fucking year, from the fucking jump. Like when they were talking behind my back. when they were actually breaking up relationships behind my back. And I was wondering, like, okay, well, why are we arguing right now? Like those kind of moments, that's when you ruin the fucking friendship. And when you slept with multiple of my partners behind my back when we were when they were not were together, that's when you really fucked up a friendship. When you are trying to claim that you're innocent or like, I don't know what she's talking about. No, 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 no. No, that's really fucked up on how realizing on how awful and hideous not only my family how awful and hideous not only my family is, but how people who were closest to me that allowed them to be um so easy to not just con, but for so easy for them to turn against me because I did right by them. I really did. And I have it on my Facebook about different type of things about me taking them out, like us hanging out and them also being nice to me and things of that nature. So it's crazy whenever like, oh, like we never loved her and things of that nature. It's just like, no, the switch up happened as soon as somebody was starting to sleep with somebody behind my back. Actually, probably before then, but definitely it got worse where people were really showing their asses. The moment when you knew that that happened, you should have told me. You should have fucking told me. And that's really fucking disgusting. It's really fucking sad on how a few years ago, um, not maybe a few years ago, either it was a year ago or the year before last, but it was really fucking sad on the only person who was, I'd say man enough to come into my DMs and tell me like, oh hey, look, I didn't know how to really tell you, like it's really crazy on data on so and so. Like I didn't know how to tell you. And it's a woman. It's a woman. It's the person's cousin. Yo, yo. Yeah. Yeah. This was more than just like, bullying, things of that nature. This is this in school. This is this in the real world. This is this. Except you guys do it in fucking group chats. You guys do it passive aggressively. You will say things like, oh, why do we like, hate the protagonist? We go to hate the protagonist. Protagonist is a drunk. Protagonist, what will happen if the protagonist gets 5 million? What happens if the protagonist moves to San Francisco, sleeps on the floor? Won't they make that move? Oh, but then you have sympathy for a pedophile, one of my abusers. I don't what? Are you fucking serious? Then it talks about a love triangle, which is very disrespectful because like I would never want to do something knowingly. I would never want to do something like that, considering especially with the amount of disrespect that has happened. That is just so fucked up. Um, Writing a book taking place in high school about a girl that forms a group but doesn't know it's a cult. That's fucked up. um, that's about my abuser too. It's just I'm very aware of certain kind of words and keywords and frames and things of that nature. So this will really all tie in very well with the video that I wish to work on. It's just stand in it. Stand in it. That's the thing that one of the conversations I was talking about. It's like stand in it. It'd have been like, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I did it. It's the part where I think of Scar, where he's just like, Simba, I am family. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, yo, you was so fucking gung ho to fucking come up against somebody who you really fucking hated. And then when your back is up against the wall and it's time to be accountable, you deny and you punk, you cower. It's just insane. It's insane. It's the please spare me. Like, yo, get the fuck up out of here. There's no respect. And yet you can laugh, and yet there's so much comeuppance that happens to you, and you expect people to feel sorry for you, but it's just like No, you earned this. You earned this. So take it, eat it, swallow it, digest it. It's yours. That is yours, definitely. And that's it for right now. I don't really have anything else more to say. It's just it's Black History Month, and justice, official justice, is something that really needs to. Is something that I want. I've done the prayers, I've done the work, and I've just had people give me the runaround and in regards to getting justice. And as you can see today, when I recorded, the court session, it's just like, oh, okay, well, maybe there might be another session because, I mean, another court appearance in case they get the paperwork from the mediation, and I guess it doesn't turn out sufficient. But as long as those charges are pressed, and as long as I'm getting, the no contact order, I'm I'm gully for just, for that part. I just As long as the charges are pressed against them, and I get my no contact order, and to the point where it's hard concrete. Yeah. I just Man. Yeah, I was gonna have like some little anecdotes here and there, but you know me, I'm very direct when it needs to be, and it's just like I'm not over here trying to pour sugar over shit and call it a dessert, okay, man. So I'm gonna go because I really cannot find a way to find some appealing. Like I said, I can't put sugar over shit. Like I can't find, which means like I can't find a pleasing way in order to address or be the devil's advocate for an abuser, especially the one that I have. I It's just not for me. And for people to have been like, oh, they can't find they're not calling Hitler evil, or like they don't want to call Hitler evil, or they were saying something along the terms of um like Hitler didn't think that what he was doing was evil. I To this day I still believe that what he did, that he our fucking animals, our fucking pets know exactly when they're doing something mischievous because they will run. They know better. Oh, you're on the table, they will hop down and they will scurry about. They will run. They will tuck their ears back. The simplest animal can identify and recognize that they've done something bad. Then truly, truly, these horrible dictators can. These horrible rulers can. These horrible politicians can. The horrible abusers can. They know when they've done something bad, especially when they try to deny and clean up the shit. When they had with the Holocaust, when they had a death march and when they had the evacuation procedures done, disgusting, vile, stomach churning, awful. It's Black History Month. The same thing with slavery. Just disgusting and fucking awful. And yet they also vilify, Nat Turner and things of that nature. It's just like that one, like I said, when I said before, when they started attacking, supposedly when they started attacking women and children, who knew? Who I'm not saying that it was Nat Turner that did that. Maybe because of the group situation, people decided to get their own vendettas, their own personal vendettas, and have their out. Not saying that that was good for them to go ahead and kill women and children, but I'm also saying not all women and children were innocent. However, if there's a certain type of line where you don't kill children, because like if they don't know about any better, then they don't know any better. Like there are certain ages where some children don't know any better, and it's like, especially if you have like an infants and things of that nature are off the market. Like things of that nature where like really tiny small children, like that's off the market. But again, like I said, when it came to what my personal opinion about the whole Nat Turner kind of situation is that I feel because white people had lied like a motherfucker. Just know about the history books how they lied up and down about a lot of shit. It was just like I seriously doubt that it was like some type of like total assassination and slaughter about with you know uh women and children, or at least like I don't think that it was his mission, Nat Turner. I'm pretty sure, if anything, I think at best maybe a handful of slaves decided to go rogue and hand out their um own form of justice and went postal, which is crazy. um but yeah, and they decided to attack that as they saw fit. So anyway, but to move on to other matters, what happened in the Holocaust and slavery and other respective races, because a lot of other races have had their moment, their series of oppression. Okay, like it's some really fucked up shit, and I just the fact that there's just nothing but apathy, judgment for me, and sympathy or compassion for my abusers is insanely wild. Because here's the thing, especially when you guys start trying to um turn my abusers into, like, I guess, like, soften their image or turning them into humans. Here's the thing, when you do that, say for instance, this all right, so say for instance, I'm the dark one and here's the lighter one, because the lighter one obviously, gets the one that, the favor, um, or for most part, for that whole Aryan beliefs and the racism kind of situation. But anyway, it's just like, imagine, if you will, this person right here is bitching, crying, and moaning about their childhood, even if this person was dark skinned, and either one of them were bitching and moaning and crying about their childhood. Oh, I had a hard childhood. This is why, this is the way how I am. I can't help it. Why are we excusing these people doing really the absolute horrible situations, performing the most horrible acts and crime and violence? But you're excusing other murderers, corrupt people, vicious, vicious entities or vicious individuals that have no remorse for what they do. They just really they see it. They see only for themselves. They have such high egos that they only just see things for themselves. These people are no fucking different. In fact, they know how to play you, because you already started to feel sorry for them. You wanted to feel compassion for them. You want the justice system to go easy on them. You want them to be have them seen as, as, like, a mother, or as a humanitarian and things of that nature. Whenever I hear those moments, I think of, again, Hitler, and when he had that little Jewish girl, and it was just like, you are so fucking stupid. I mean, like, but it's also the people who are fucking stupid. Like, he's harming so many people, millions of people, at his request, but yet he's over here deciding to cherry pick one Jewish person to be nice to, and the society was just like, okay, okay, he's a good guy still. Like, insane, insane, insane. Either one of these people that decide to play victim, because they had a rough childhood, is just a pathetic individual, and the person or people who sympathize with that are horrible, pathetic people. There should be no reason for any of this. This really should. I'm just done. This is so stupid. It's evil begets evil. Because if you allow this person to abuse, say, this person, based off on the evil that this person had when they were a child, you know, so this person right here had another, say this person had a tree. Sorry. Say this person had, all right, say this is like the bigger tree here. But say that the bigger tree decided to abuse this person, and that's what made this person really evil in order to be mean to this person. And yet somehow you don't feel any sympathy for this person. You only feel sympathy for this person, which is fucking crazy, because, as you can see, evil begets evil. So then you start putting pressure on this person for wanting to react in kind to protect themselves. And yet now you're gonna have a fucking problem. You really are gonna have a fucking problem, because, like, you should be dead, as you really fucking should, because you have only done nothing but allowed this person to continue manifesting their fucking frustrations on not just this person, because heaven forbid this person is down and this person still has not resolved their fucking or healed their fucking childhood wounds or whatever like that. It's not even about the childhood wounds. They just use that shit as an excuse in order for you guys to just shut the fuck up and like let them be. So, but you just giving this person an out in order to go ahead and continue evil on evil on evil. And you can't even check all the people who they decided to either take out, take down, or infect with their negativity. So then you get more people who become either evil begets evil or dead. Evil begets evil or dead. And it becomes a repetition situation. And it's all your fucking fault because you decide it's primarily your fucking fault because you had the power in order to stop this individual, but you decided not to. You decided to keep it going and you thought it was fucking entertainment, not knowing that shit works in a fucking circle. So eventually, as this person is literally, it's like watching a fucking zombie movie, bitch. Like you're just observing and allowing shit to happen, not screaming, not nothing, not alerting the authorities, nothing. So you're allowing just nothing but death and infection, death and infection, death and infection. And while you're standing stupidly still in the fucking middle, or just go, 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 thinking you're fucking safe, you're not witnessing the other people that are reviving themselves based on hidden hate, smiling in your face, but willing to stab you in the back and treat you just as awful as this person right here. Because you were thinking, oh, well, I'm safe. I'm in the good. Nah, no. And that's it. That's really all I really want to say on that part. And I'm gonna go. So again, I have things to do, and I just wanted to make that very fucking clear. On that, my situation, my experience, because the shit really does bite you guys in the and not just in the ass, but wherever it is that becomes like your lifeline, your final lifeline. I was thinking of that TikTok where it was just like, ha 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 ha, ha again, ha 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 ha, again. Ha, ha. It's just like you don't learn your lesson. It was just like if anything that had happened to me, it just literally came back onto you guys. So if you guys wanted to try to like do something nasty to my food, you guys were the ones that were finding yourselves kissing somebody who thought that eating ass was fun, and it's just like I'm pretty sure that right there was just some type of theatric that normally that is just a theatric that was inspired by somebody who is doped out on cocaine and crack and all that other kind of stuff, by two people who are heavily infected and on drugs, and you guys were like, yeah, because you guys didn't want to lose face, so you guys decided to puff up that theatric, because I don't see anything about having a soggy butt. That's basically like having a human bidet, and considering that you guys were over here making like cheating and things of that nature, the wave. It doesn't seem likely, like you guys are you guys were kissing people with full disclosure that you're probably having remnants of shit in your mouth. So it's just kind of like a weird moment on how that kind of bit of karma comes up back at you. It's kind of moments like that, or you see people that were licking toilet seats for a moment in time where they're trying to make that fucking shit a trend. It was just like, oh my god, like you guys were really just fucking do the most. And you know what you targeted Gen Z. You targeted Gen Z. Like I'm telling you, it was giving Hitler. It was giving Hitler. Really, really, really. It was because you wanted to go ahead and see how impressionable you can make people's minds become, and pardon me, and they ended up really just really showing their ass on how they can be lemmings. They can just be sheep. They can definitely follow into a herd. The Mean Girls too, and go. But excuse me, I call it pawns. You guys have definitely made pawns, and you were willing to sacrifice the many of them, and it's just, yeah, everything is just ending up in a really horrible way. Not ending up, yeah, it is ending up in a horrible way. One of my things that I was thinking of too was on how you guys were mocking me about, like, oh, like, because your ego, oh, she doesn't have any really like any autonomy. Like you guys lost the autonomy of, bearing children, or like seeing of aborting children in a lot of states, in a good number of states. But you guys were making fun of me because of medical gaslighting, and also because of people that were stalking me or watching me. And right now, probably at this very moment in time, there are my abusers who are saying some shit like, oh, she's crazy, and ha ha ha, she's just, whatever kind of lie this person wants to add about me. But it's just like, There's a photo that I think that I will make very public on my from my Facebook. It's Elise Monique, and it is a photo about me looking for a roommate. And also, this was years ago, so please do not think that I'm inquiring about one now. And it also has my photos from my room because I was renting out this room at the time when I was living with when I was living in the other room and with with somebody like with a then ex. But it's just like it's really crazy on how this house is at presently um, ready to be put into my name because like I said before, it was in my mother's house, but I had acquired this house as an investment. So this house ran up for foreclosure when I was really young because my uncle didn't want to pay on any of the money. That's right, my uncle, and he didn't want to tell me about it too. I had to overhear it. My uncle, my very own flesh and blood. So it's just like I always had to be the mature one. I always had to be the one that had stepped up. People had called to me initially from my own abusers called me. I was the one to go. I was the go-to and things of that nature. And somebody got really fucking jealous and got really fucking envious, unfucking provoked off any just off fallacies. And the thing is, it's like this person has been ridiculed, ridiculed. And I remember standing up for this person. This person has been ridiculed in school, in grade school. So it's just like, well, why didn't you make your fucking vendetta against them? You feel me? It's just that's why I know that any kind of animosity that these people have is capped. It's seriously capped. You had a really fucking really bad childhood, then why aren't you making their lives fucking miserable, right? Why aren't you making their lives fucking miserable? But here you are trying to make my life miserable because I don't want anything to do with you. Because I don't want you cheating on me. Because I don't want you, because I don't want you after you've done the dirt that you've done. Because I don't want you after knowing about how horrible of a family member that you are or how horrible of a friend that you are. That's disgusting. That's awful. It's just nothing but holes in y'all stories. But yeah, definitely. The photo that I have is of my bedroom, and it's just like, and that was in 2010. I got this place in 2008. So here we are now, where I'm able to fucking finally sell it. Probably no, I wanted to sell it like at the beginning of this year, but who knows? I just right now it's up in the air. I'm not really going to discuss the details of that, but all I know is just that you have been lying about me being homeless and things of that nature. I moved up to New York City to go live with my aunt, rest in peace to her. And I wanted to take my YouTube to another level because it was growing at a very rapid pace at a time when nobody was really like rooting for me in my circle, except for maybe the male best friend. And other than that, crickets. The only time when somebody wanted to at me, a particular person wanted to at me, was just that they wanted to also get, recognition, which I thought was okay because I wanted to put them on. I was willing to put on anybody, but what I didn't see was just that there was a lot of it was like the shadiness, and that you wanted to tag me in posts where you were trying to compete. I was like, there's something where it's just like, there's literally a post where it was just like, oh, remember when that time when like your joke was better than well, remember that time when my joke was better when I said it or something like that. I don't know, Steven. I had said a joke and I said I was at the time I was very extremely soft spoken, like literally. And sometimes I can have those moments. And the person right next to me said it, heard it and said it really loud, and everybody had laughs. And I was just like, oh, it's a joke. But I was just saying like, oh, that's just my joke. Like, oh. And that's one of those things where that person wanted to do it. That it's those little subtle moments where you kind of look past it. But for them, it's called like death by a thousand cuts. Basically, it makes the kill. Once you start doing like these little micro things, it makes the fucking kill. And that's really how this person has gotten over with a lot of shit. And I really wanted to be called out for what it is. So Yeah, I just didn't want to become, I just didn't want to come up on here to be all fancied and gussied up. I literally just wanted to come up here, as you can see, fresh face, and to just show you guys and just talk to you about what it is that's on my mind and the things that I am enduring, especially still on Black History Month, on a fucking leap year, no less, where things should really be fucking out in the open. Justice should be finally served by now, but people are making excuses where their ego is more important than actual justice. Their pockets are more important than fucking justice. People's need for entertainment from distracting from their horrible, ugly ass lives, I guess, that are just too mundane or just too insignificant or low bar, whatever it is, was just too important than my fucking justice for them. And I'd rather have people be like, yes, to my fucking face, admit it, just, openly out, yes. Instead of being like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's not me. That's so fucking ugly. All right. And that's it. Bye.